Oh. Ty, your stream is live now, and can you please make me the co-host now?
You got it. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello. Well, morning for me, almost afternoon. Hi, everybody.
Hello. How
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Oh, it is Friday, isn't it? I get confused because I take Thursday and Wednesday off, so this always feels like Monday to me. Let a couple more join and we'll get started. Good to see you guys. Oh, have a couple of names I don't recognize. Hopefully we pulled in some new people today. That's cool. And of course, some of you are really regulars, which I love to see. Let's see. Hi, Vicky and Pat and Diane and Mina and Verna and Diane and Lee and Leslie and Twee and Doris and Christine and Barbara. And somebody connecting.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay.
Waiting for this class to start.
Me too. Let me go ahead and get the screen shared. We'll get through the housekeeping stuff and get started with our practice. My name is Ty, and you're here today for Shibashi practice, a Tai Chi movement practice that's therapeutic. I live in Florida near Orlando, and I educated in biology, psychology, computer science, and I retired from a career as a healthcare IT consultant to medical centers. And now in my retirement, I focused on my practice and my teachings of Kundalini, chair and mat yoga, Hatha yoga, Tai Chi, which is Shibashi is part of Tai Chi, and therapeutic Qigong. And we're here today, of course, because I'm going to guide you through a Tai Chi Shibashi practice. And that's it. I guide you through it. You don't have to know or memorize anything. We're here today with Get Set Up, where we learn from each other. Now, to facilitate that learning, ideally, I can see you with your camera on. It really does help me guide the class. But if you're not comfortable with that yet, and you want to keep your camera off, feel free to. I hope there will come a time when you're more comfortable and you turn it on. The class is recorded. And so if you want the copy of the recording after class, just email help@getsetup.io, and they'll fix you up with a copy of the recording. If you didn't make it in through a registration today because the class did book up and you're here through live stream, welcome. Glad to have you. But the best way is to try to register for a class in the future. The good news is starting next week or the next week, I'm not sure which, the number of registrations in my classes will increase. So it'll take more than 40 registrations. So more people will be able to get in. Now, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products. We don't do any advertising. But I do, and we do, ask you to please check with your doctor before any movement practice, any exercise practice, especially if you have any health conditions or you're taking any medications, because you need to know exactly what your limitations are. So follow your doctor's advice on what you should and should not do. And next, listen to your own body. And then pay attention to what you should or should not do based on what you're hearing from your own body. And then you can listen to me for what I'm recommending you, how you move in class. Doctor's rules, priority number 1. So Tai Chi Shibashi, a gentle, mindful, even therapeutic movement sequence of 18 easy to do exercises. We will always do these in the same sequence. This is set number 1. There's multiple sets of Shibashi. We're going to be doing set number 1 for quite some time. So each time you come to class, it'll be the same 18 exercises for a while. So you'll kind of get familiar with them and fall into the routine. All the movements are done slowly, gently, and deliberately. We're going to do this specifically in a certain order. All movement is coordinated with deep breathing. But find a breath pattern that works for you, and that may vary from exercise to exercise, but find the pattern for each one that serves you and allows you to keep breathing during the whole practice. Practice standing or seated. There's little or no movement of the feet, so a seated practice is perfect in Shibashi. You have no need to stand up unless you want to. Shibashi is suitable for all people, all ages, all abilities, age 10 or 110, because everything is modifiable. If I do 6 or 8 or 10 repetitions of an exercise and you need to stop after 5 or 7, do so. Or make the movements smaller, do slighter movements. Do what you need to do to accommodate that specific exercise, because the goal is for you to do all 18 exercises if you're up for it. So pace yourself if you need to, so that you can try to get through all 18, because each exercise does add some movement that the other one didn't, and it's going to get to a different part of the body. By the time you've done all 18, you've worked the entire body. Just a quick rundown of the benefits. It improves the immune system. You take in more oxygen. You strengthen your bones and muscles and tendons and ligaments. How great is that? And we improve our balance, mainly because we're moving. If we're moving and we're moving in a balanced way, we improve our general balance. Flexibility improves because you're moving. Reaction times get better. Overall stress relief. Isn't that nice? You can reduce your blood pressure with Shibashi, and you can cleanse toxins from the body. You're getting that lymphatic system moving, and that carries out a lot of the waste from the body. And if you don't move, the lymphatic system doesn't work. Quick history of Tai Chi. It's not as old of Shibashi. Tai Chi is thousands of years old, but Shibashi is only about 50 or 80 years old. It actually not even 80, I'd say more like 40 or 50. A professor in China decided he wanted to combine some of the benefits of Qigong and the benefits of Tai Chi into one particular session or sequence. He wanted to use the slow and even movements with the strength of Qigong, continuous breathing and meditation. So the whole goal of Shibashi is for the health benefits. And it's caught on so well that over 10 million people around the world practice these movements. Some of the principles: the whole body moves together, slowly, continuously, harmoniously, with an intention. The head and the eyes gently follow the hand. The inhale is through your nose. The exhale is through your mouth. Now, that isn't a firm rule. If you need to inhale and exhale through your nose, or inhale and exhale through your mouth, whatever pattern works for you, use it. It's recommended, though, if you can, to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Keep the breath soft. Don't force it. Make it continuous. Allow the breath to give you the rhythm, and then allow your physical movements to follow the rhythm of your breath. And above all, don't hold your breath. Practice with a happy state of mind. Be in a good mood. If you don't smile with your mouth, or even if you do, smile with your eyes too. So now with that being said, let's get moving to our Shibashi. I'm going to be doing it standing. You're welcome to join me standing, or you can be seated, or you can stand with a chair nearby for support. That's very beneficial if you have any balance issues. Comfortable clothing, preferably loose fitting, that usually works the best. Comfortable shoes, and have water available. Now, with that being said, let's get moving. First, let's get some music going. Stand straight and tall with your feet a little wider than your hips, maybe shoulder width apart. Let's start with your hands on your hips and just turn your head gently to the left and right. These are the warm-ups.
Guys,
Yes.
the music is too loud.
Ah, we finally hit too loud. Hold on just a minute. How's that? Is my voice carrying okay over it?
Better, thank you.
Thank you. Allow your head to just look down and look up, gently rolling the head that way. No fast, quick, jerky movements with the neck. Allow one ear to go down to a shoulder and then the other one to go down to a shoulder. Won't touch, just go in that direction. And then allow the head to just swing down from one shoulder to the other. Breathing the whole time. Nice, gentle warming up. If you want to do circles with the head, go ahead, but make sure you've got a nice, strong neck before doing circles. Now bring the hands forward and then just allow the wrists to flop the hands. That's it. Do a little bounce in the knees, a very slight bounce. We don't do any big bouncing like that. It's very slight. Protect those knees. If they start getting sore, back off from the bouncing. Now, take the wrist in and out. Now, sideways sling. I always associate this to washing my hands and then getting the water off of it. Let's do a few circles of the arms. Getting those elbows and shoulders more involved. Circle the other way. Elbows back. Opening up that heart center. You don't have to pulse in the knees like this. You can just stand tall if you need to. Now pat down toward the floor. Just push down toward the floor. Now wide out to the side, push to the floor. Push up to the ceiling. down, but this time you're going to rotate to the side. Keep patting and then rotate to the other side. A little twist going on in the spine. And back to center. Now 1 foot forward, 1 foot toward the back, arms out, and turn at the wrist like you're screwing in a light bulb. Now, swap the feet, bring the other one forward, screw in the light bulb. Feet back together, bring up an elbow, bring up the other elbow. Now opposite knee. You want to just lift the foot instead of bringing it off the floor. You just lift the heel, or you can bring the whole foot up as high as you're comfortable or as low as you want. Now bring the foot out, swing the arms out while you're doing this, one up, one down, while you touch the heel forward. Slap the hands. Now, 1 foot goes back behind the other, touch the toe, and it's there. That's it. Behind, and then swing the arms. Doesn't matter which way you swing the arms, just swing them. Then do the elbow pump. Now rise and lift those arms and clap. Little bouncing while you take the arms out and down and then back up to center. Breathing. Marching. Again, you can just lift the heels off the floor. Or you can do a little slight raise, or you can do a big raise. Depends on what you're up for today. Now, just stand tall. Allow your hands to just hang down. Soft shoulders, soft neck, a little softness in the knees. Breathe into your abdomen, slowly and normally. This is the Wuji form. You just relax the whole body and breathe. Nice little pause between the warm-ups and the Shibashi set. We warmed up the body, got the muscles warm. Now we just want to slow down the heartbeat just a little. Rotate the shoulders and lift the hands, or the arms rotate with the shoulders. The hands come up, and then they just kind of glide down, very wave-like. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale and soften the knees. No real bending the knees, just softening. This is number 1 of the 18, and just simply called raising arms. Of course, I know it from another set, and there it's called wave. It's also a variation of commencement form. So these things have lots of different names depending on the tradition it comes from, or sometimes just the teacher you're with. Now this lift, inhale, and lengthen your inhale a little bit as you open the arms out, broadening the chest. Exhale, and continue the exhale down. If that's too long of a breath for you, that's fine. Then you can just separate it with an inhale up, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale down. Whatever works for you. Remember, it's relaxing. Allow the shoulders to soften every time you exhale. The trick is to try to use the least amount of energy in your body to perform these movements. Don't use any extra muscular strength, any extra tight, nothing extra. Let it go. How much little energy and strength can you use? Now, bring one arm straight out with the palm up. Well, you can't see my skin against the wall. And then bring the other arm up overhead, and it points to that arm. Straight out, and you lean into that hip. And then you reverse it. Dancing with a rainbow or painting a rainbow. You can allow the eyes to look at that extended arm by turning the head if you want to. I inhale one direction, exhale the other. You can always inhale, exhale one direction if that's best for you. Getting a little hip action going there. Very relaxing as you get doing it. Let the arms come down. You're going to cross at the wrist with the palms facing out and up, and the hands come up the center and then back out. Palms are down as they go down. The palms are up as the hands come up. This is called separating the clouds. Just imagine you're in the middle of a thick cloud and you're circling your arms and separating the cloud. Inhale up and exhale down. This is also called bringing energy from the earth and sending it to the universe. Now, bring both hands forward. One palm is up and one is down as though you're holding a ball, and you take the upper hand, pull it back behind your ribs, and then it comes up over the head and sort of swoops back down to where you started, back to holding the ball, and then you switch it, bring the other hand. It's always the upper hand that moves. You can allow the head to turn and follow the upper hand if you like. Always switch at the end there. Rolling hands and twisting torso. But this should have a prettier name. This is a good twist though. Throw a boat. Both arms come down, rotate at the shoulder, and then back down. Back up so I don't hit my ceiling fan. Inhale up, exhale down. A good one to remind you to sink in the knees. Those shoulders tighten every time we move them, roll like this. So remember on the exhale to loosen them again and let them relax. It's a constant reminder to let the muscles relax in the body. Culturally, we tend to bring tension or stress into the muscles and just keep adding on to it all day. We need to take periods of time where we breathe into that area and just relax it. Now, we're going to take one palm and it's swoops over the side, and then it flips down, comes back. Take the other palm, lifts up. This is called balancing or lifting a ball. Bit of a hip twist in this one. Not really the knees, upper body. If you're comfortable, then you come up on the alternate heel. Take the heel off the floor. Now we're going to take both hands down as though you're holding a ball side to side, and you're going to raise that ball up, twist, lift, allowing yourself to come up on that ankle or that heel, and then back down. This is called gazing at the moon over the shoulder. You're taking the moon, or you're putting your hands facing the moon, raising on the toe, and then back down. Raising on the heel is an option. Your balance is good for it. The body raises with this motion, but not in the knees. I'm sorry, in the knees, not the heels. There's a little sinking in the knees and then a rising in the knees. Just be careful with those knees. Don't overdo it. If you're not used to this much work in your knees at the end of the session, your knees can be sore. You want to build, you don't want to wear them out. Now, take one palm and push to the side, like you're pushing energy away, and then bring it back. It forms a fist at the waist, and you take the other hand. Push. I like to exhale as it goes out, and inhale it comes in. Maybe you like the opposite pattern. Enjoy the twist, just don't twist too far. Find as you grow accustomed to these exercises, you breathe a little deeper and maybe a little slower. It can happen. That's a good thing. The deeper we breathe, the more oxygen we take in. The slower we breathe, the more relaxing it gets. Now you're going to take one hand over the other. Palms are facing you, the upper hand is further out, and you turn in the direction of the upper hand. And then you flip them. You switch them and turn in the other direction. This is a waving hands in the clouds form, similar to what we do in the Tai Chi for beginners, but a little different. It comes from a different school. You can actually start flowing the hands if you like a little bit. Now scoop the C. Let's take your left foot forward a little bit, and you're going to lean into this one, into that front knee, and you're going to cross at the wrist and lift up and come back. Be careful with this. Watch your balance. This is scooping from the C. I also know this from another routine as gathering stardust, which I kind of like. Don't let the head go lower than the heart. Ever feel lightheaded in any of these motions, stop immediately and sit down. If you ever feel pain, stop. Nothing here should cause pain. If you do feel pain, then something's being overdone or you've hit a limit that you need to honor. Now take the right foot forward and let's continue our scooping. You may notice how you can then lift the back heel as you go forward and lift the front toe as you go back. This is called rocking, very common in Tai Chi. Again, make sure you've got the balance for it. Keep that chair handy. In my case, I have a wall next to me that I touch if I need it. Now, we're going to reverse the feet again, left foot forward, and you're going to push waves. The palms go forward and then back. Forward and back. Rocking on the feet. Just imagine you're in the ocean or a pool and you're just pushing the water and then letting the water push you back. Nice straight posture. Having good posture doing these exercises helps us develop better balance. Bad posture throws you off. Bad posture can be the cause of a fall. This one is so relaxing. You do this one for quite some time. Feet do not have to be far apart. Feet can be very close together. Just do a small wave. Let's swap the feet and do that. Yeah, the feet can be the closer the feet are, the smaller the wave. And that's fine. Especially if you're building. Nothing in Tai Chi is done to excess or even to the length of your ability. You always stay within 70 or 80% of your ability in everything. We're not trying to break any limits. Relax into the motion. Breathe. Now switch feet. Let's go left foot forward again. We're going to do dove spreads the wings. So it's the same rocking with the feet, but the arms go out to the side and then back in. As though you're a dove, expanding the wings and bringing them back. Rock on the feet with the back heel coming up and the front toe coming up if you want to. Soft knees, soft shoulders. Breathing the whole time. Remember, if you need to back off from any one exercise, feel free to do so. It's better to reduce what you do in each one and go through the whole 18 than to overdo it and quit before you get to 18. Let's switch our feet and continue our dove flying, our dove spreads wings. Feel the current of the air on your wings. Allow your wings just to push that current, flow with the current. So much of Tai Chi as well as Qigong comes from nature, movements from the animals. your feet back together, side by side, little hips width, or maybe a little bit more than hips width to this. Soften the knees, relax the arms, and you're going to bring your hands into fist. Palms up, make a soft fist, and bring them to your waist. Then take one arm, turn the fist over and punch. Turn it over and come back. Now the other one. Notice my arm's not going all the way out. It's just going maybe 70%. Not a very aggressive punch. It's just a punch movement. Nice little wrist twist there. You can actually extend it into a bigger flare if you like. A little bit panache with it if you want. This one is simply called punching or punch. Soft knees. Now, stand tall, arms at the side. You're gonna raise the arms as though you're a goose. You're a wild goose flying. So the arms come down, the wings come down to push you up to gain altitude, and then they flow back up. A little softness in the knees as you bounce up and down. And if you've got the balance for it, I do not, because I suffer from peripheral neuropathy and my feet have problems, so I can't do this next part. But if you want to raise on both heels up to your toes and you've got the balance, go for it, but be careful. Sometimes you'll see me doing 1 foot at a time, because that I can do. Maybe that works for you. Or maybe you just don't raise the heels at all. Reach for that sensation of the wings on the air current. Now allow both arms to come down, kind of ragdoll fashion, and then lift up to the side, and the arms come up, overhead and down. Rotating wheel. The head does not go below the heart. Never forgetting to breathe. The arms are not extended fully. They're just maybe 70%. Now let's go the other way. Lift one knee and then the other, and that can be just lifting the toe off the ground, and then bring the alternate hand up, but allow the foot to go down before the hand. Let the hand do a little flap and float down, stepping and bouncing a ball. This one is a little tricky if you're not used to doing it, but it comes with a little bit of repetition. Remember, you don't have to bring the foot totally off the floor, or you don't have to lift it at all. Now, come back to the standing position, and you're just going to take your arms out, palms open, gather energy around the head, and push down back to earth. Gather energy, inhale, and push down, exhale. Called multiple things: pushing energy down the chest, pushing energy down the spine, or bringing energy from the universe back to the earth. Inhale. standing position and just imagine that you're holding a ball. Bring the hands together as though you're holding a ball. In this case, we're talking an energy ball. Just imagine that there's a ball of energy between your hands and you're just containing it there. Maybe you can imagine that ball of energy swirling between the hands, maybe rotating in different ways. Maybe you're able to bring your attention and put it right in the middle of your palms. So you're right in the middle of that swirling ball of energy. Just give it a try. See if you can visualize it. Maybe you're in that ball of energy and it's beautiful swirling green energy rotating all around you. Or maybe you're watching it from the outside. Maybe your ball of energy is orange or blue or clear. The hands should be very relaxed. The fingers should be relaxed. Shoulders soft. And breathe. You may find the energy swirls in time with your breath. Try pulsing the hands. That just means separate the hands an inch or two and bring them back. See if you can feel the energy tightening as you stretch it out and relaxing as you bring it back in, like you would taffy. This movement has called several things. It's called pulsing or open close, or I just like to call it energy ball. You might start to feel tingling in the hands, maybe a warmth, or maybe you actually come up with some sort of sensation of magnetic pull. Or maybe you don't feel any of that. The exercise isn't that you feel it or not. The exercise is you reach and try to feel it and just see what you feel. No way to do it wrong. Try moving the hands up and down on your ball of energy, or maybe around. Maybe twisting the ball. Maybe the energy twists as you twist your hand, like you're trying to wring it out. Or maybe it flows even smoother because you're moving it. Now bring your left hand right over your tummy, basically your belly button. We call it the dantian. It's an energy center based around the kidneys. And then bring the other palm on top of that one. A little bit of pressure on your belly, not much, just a little bit so you know the hands are there. Soften your knees, relax your shoulders, and breathe. Maybe you bring your awareness to the sensation of the breath flowing through your nostrils and down your sinuses, down to your tummy, where your belly's moving with the breath. Just see if you can be aware of that while you breathe. If you're getting tired of standing, just have a seat. Every exhale, maybe you can find some place in the body that has grown tight and you can relax. relax your hands down, and let's come seated. Grab your chair. If you have water, be a good time to take a sip. I'm cheating today. In my case, I actually have iced tea today. Whoops, wrong share. Okay, good class today. Good session, I should say. Some of the basic principles that we want to consider when we're doing our Tai Chi includes trying not to give up halfway. It's important to try to do every one of the exercises. Even if you do 1 or 2 reps of each one, that's better than working yourself hard and giving up halfway through, because each exercise moves different parts of the body. No matter what adjustments you need to make, try to make it through all 18. Try to keep good posture. Now, good posture means a straight head and back. Your torso and your head are balanced well together, nicely over your hips, and you're not screwing up your knees or twisting in the knees, and you're not leaning forward or leaning back. That's good posture. Note, this one's a little hard, but note the role of consciousness in breathing. That means start becoming more aware of your breath. We take our breath for granted. And why don't we? It's there all the time from birth to death. Why, we don't even have to tell it to happen. It just happens if we ignore it, though we can take control of it. But in your Tai Chi practice, we want to start becoming more conscious of the breath. That awareness is very important to help us be aware of what our body's doing, where it's moving, where we are in space. It becomes part of the mindfulness aspect of Tai Chi, as well as helping us with fall prevention. So we want to promote becoming more conscious of the breath. Note the interior strength of the exercise. That's actually hard to do, but the basis for that is understand that all these exercises came from Qigong, Qigong or Chikung. And Qigong is a therapeutic or even medical practice where forms or movements are created from nature to help us build interior strength. So when those get incorporated into sequences like Shibashi, you're building even greater interior strength because you're exercising the whole body. In Tai Chi in general, and of course in Shibashi, all actions should be relaxed. You don't want to tense up. You don't want to have a tight neck. You want soft knees. And we want a continual flowing motion. Choose a good environment. Now, don't have anything in the way of your feet. Have enough room to move. Of course, in Shibashi, we don't move that much. If you can have a nice quiet environment, maybe something you don't think is going to interrupt you for a few minutes, that would be perfect. And of course, the breathing, more important than abdominal breathing, is to stay breathing the whole time. Always breathe. But over time, start giving consideration to moving your breath from the chest down to the abdomen, because you take in more breath. You take in more air. You take in more oxygen with abdominal breathing. When you slow your breath, in addition to that, you process more of the oxygen you take in. Sorry, I'm playing with the slides. Remember, Tai Chi Shibashi is an enjoyable therapeutic movement practice, and it promotes better health. Hopefully you are enjoying it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it and come back, because in my opinion, we don't do anything we don't enjoy. So if you're a person who goes, I got to move, I got to go run a track, I've got to get on a treadmill, you're not going to keep up that process unless you enjoy it. You got to find a way to enjoy that practice. So I'm hoping you find this movement practice enjoyable and will come back often, because then you start promoting better health by doing it repeatedly. So moving ahead, come back and join me in the practice as often as possible. We're going to do set 1 for a few months, and then we'll move on to set 2. And then, there is a set 3. There are all the way up to 8, though not all of them are practical for doing the way we're doing it here. So probably 3 or 4 of them will be our main ones, but I'll introduce some new ones in the future. But right now, there's a lot to get out of set 1. Thank you for coming today. If you're having some great experiences, and I bet you are, it's almost impossible to come to classes on Get Set Up and not have some really good experiences. Please share them. Tell your friends and neighbors and family and loved ones, and get on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and share there. I'm not much on those social media platforms. So when I have an experience to share, I email Liz, Liz at getsetup.io. The email address is right there on the screen. If you will email Liz and tell her that you're having a good experience and this is what happened, she'll share it on her blog. And just imagine, someone may find what your experience was so enlightening that they jump in too. So you can influence people. Some related classes to Shibashi, other than my classes, includes Qigong. Ellen is a great Qigong teacher. If you haven't taken any of Ellen's classes, please do. You'll find it very rewarding. And slow flow yoga. I do recommend, if you're going to take yoga and you want it similar to what we're doing here, make sure it has the word slow and flow in it. There's also a version of yoga called yin yoga I highly recommend, but I don't know if it's on our platform here. It's kind of hard to teach online, though it is possible. And it's a very good form of yoga that's very slow and deep. It's not flowing, but it's slow and deep, and it's great for flexibility, and everyone can do it. Now, coming up with my classes are Tai Chi for beginners. If you haven't done my beginners class, then I recommend you first drop into Tai Chi, why it's great for seniors. That's sort of an introduction to Tai Chi, and I'll give you a little history, some background, and we'll do some of the, we'll do 3 forms that are used in every class. And so you'll get that basis, you'll get an idea of what a class is like, and then you jump in and start doing Tai Chi for beginners every day it's scheduled. Yeah, that's it. You got to come back every day it's scheduled and join me. Nah, you don't have to, but that's the way to build up your practice. It's come back as often as you can. And then, of course, Shibashi is the same way. Come back to Shibashi as often as you can. And if there's a class, if you need a class at a certain day or time, let the powers that be, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, know. And if we can schedule a class in that time, we will. It depends on several factors. One of them is my availability, of course. But if we know you need it at that time, at least it opens up the conversation for that. So anybody who needs it at a certain day or time and you want Shibashi more often, let us know. Kundalini Yoga. I'm teaching Kundalini Yoga later today, Eastern time. It'll be 4 p.m. It's a chair yoga that is also a therapeutic form of yoga, like Shibashi's therapeutic. Kundalini is not like going to the gym. Not that you can't get worn out. You sure can if you choose to let it wear you out. Every exercise, every asana, posture, whatever you want to call them, is adaptable, just like Shibashi is. So it's a great practice. Every Kundalini yoga class has a goal. So come and share the class today with me at 4 o'clock. And if you can't get into that class, come to live stream or sign up for the next Kundalini yoga. Now, okay, after class today, I'm going to be sending you some class notes. It'll give you a list of all these forms we do in this set of Shibashi. And I'll send you out some recommended links of other classes on Get Set Up that you might want to click on and try. And then you're going to see this give feedback button. It's big and orange. Please click it. We need your feedback so we know what to do next, how to grow, what to fix if something's broken. This button will bring up this square right here. And in here, you get to rate your session. How was your class? Tell us how you feel, 1 to 5. It defaults to 4. It doesn't take a lot of effort for you to click on that 5th star and give this class 5 stars, especially if you want more of them. If you want more Shibashi, you got to let the powers know with good rating. Also, the guide. Click 5 means I will be asked to teach more. And if you click 5 here, maybe they'll be asking me to teach more Shibashi. If there's a problem in class, and believe me, several comments here have already been fixed in my class, like not enough light around the feet are too dark, things like that. So your comments carry weight, and they do come back to the management, and they come back to me, and when possible, they are addressed. Now, Get Set Up in general, you can talk about improving it in this box down here, including, if there's another class you want, or if you want more classes. You finally got that class in underwater basket weaving, but you want it every day of the week. Well, here's where you can tell them. When you book a class, you have the option to invite a friend right here, this big blue button. And we grow by you inviting friends, our relatives, our neighbors, our enemies. So invite people and tell them, that you're having a good time here and you'd like them to come join you, because I've never taken a class yet in life that I didn't enjoy having friends join me. If you're on a phone, then it's going to look more like this, how to pitch your big idea. Click right here, invite a friend. The Get Set Up community, and I love this slide because I really do believe we've developed a great community here, and it's growing because it's seniors working with seniors, seniors teaching seniors. We, as seniors, we've got quite a few decades of life where we've experienced things, we've learned things, and here's a chance for us to learn from each other because we've still got great things to do. And maybe by learning it here, we move on to do those great things, or maybe we share a great thing with somebody else who moves on. So if you have an interest that you would like to share on here, host an interest group. All you do is click the button, open up the session, and talk about your interests with other people who share the same interests. It's kind of fun. You get all kinds of new ideas too. Of course, suggest a new class, as I previously mentioned. Now, if you're associated with an assisted care facility, a senior living facility, government agency, or community organization, send us their contact information. Send it to help@getsetup.io, and we'll reach out to them and see if we can partner. If you want to request a session recording, email help. They're going to help you with it. Let's see. Okay, we still got 11. Oh, you guys hung in there with me. Thank you. People start dropping off toward the end, so the numbers really decrease. But it was great that you joined me today. I really appreciate you coming and sharing some time with me. Maybe I'll see some of you later today in Kundalini Yoga. Yeah, I had a feeling I'd get a shake. I knew I'd get a comment from Mina. She was there. Oh, I saw, was it Verna? Yeah, it moved on the screen, but it was Verna. So if you haven't done Kundalini Yoga yet, please register and try a class. Kundalini Yoga is one of those things where you're going to either love it or you're going to hate it, but you got to try it to find out. But it is good for us. Oh my goodness, look at all the chats. Thank you all for the nice things you're saying in chat. Let's see, is there any questions? Oh, Twee is going to be here Sunday. Vicky's going to be in Kundalini. Todd's been busy communicating with you guys. That's great. Thank you for all the nice comments. I'll see you guys soon in another class, Shibashi or beginners or Kundalini or Sit and Get Fit. That's coming up next week. Take care. Have a good day.